Hey everyone, it's Eric with firearmtutorials.com, and today I'm reloading a little 300 Blackout on the Lee hand press, which I don't do too much reloading with the hand press, but in this case kind of going to test a load here. This is kind of an improvised recipe for 300 Blackout. Seeing as I don't have the right powder that I need, I'm actually using an old batch of Alliant Unique and trying to make some subsonic loads. So those of you guys that are interested in doing subsonic and can't find everything you need, this may be a good alternative. So Unique is, like I said, a pistol powder, but it is a pretty good alternative because it's a very, what do I want to say, a very universal powder, I guess. It's not too fast of a pistol burning powder. You can reload 9mm 45 with it. And it works good for those, but this is, like I said, a test load where I'm going to be putting some 155 grain Hornady AMAX bullets in these, and I'm going to be shooting these out of a single shot handy rifle that I've done a review on in the past. You can check that out, the link below. But the interesting thing about using a rifle like that is, since it's a single shot, same principle applies with a bolt action, is that you don't have to worry about the weapon cycling. So it allows you, in the case of the 300 Blackout, to use a bullet that's lighter, that would usually be associated with supersonic loads, for subsonic loads by simply lightening the powder charge. And since you're cycling the weapon manually, you don't really have to worry about those kind of issues. So it works out pretty good. So you can see I'm putting 7 grains of Unique in these, and grab some of these AMAX bullets here. I gotta say, you know, I like the 300 Blackout, but it's just so expensive, even to reload. If I were to get the 220 grain subsonic bullets to do this the way that it's intended, gosh, just the bullets themselves are about $1 a piece, if you can find them. That's the biggest thing, is, like I said, in lieu of having the correct rifle powder, I'm using the Unique, simply because, you know, the current state of the supplies for reloading are very scarce, specifically powders. I've seen, for a long time, it was hard to get just anything at all. Now I've seen primers come back into stock. You can find those almost anywhere now, but bullets for a while were pretty scarce, 223 bullets and some other ones, but you know, the powders have just really gotten scarce lately. So go ahead and measure these out. Just a rule of thumb, guys, if you're new to reloading, 213. So the max length for this case is 2260, so that one's fine. If you're not sure where to start with overall case length, just measure a factory load, a factory cartridge, and just try and keep it somewhere around there. You know, I'm never really making any match ammo, so I'm not necessarily worried about, you know, the overall lengths and the grains and the trimming the cases or anything like that. But, you know, if you're new to reloading, that's the easiest thing, is just to measure a factory case and go from there. But so I've got a good amount to test with here. I started making some of these earlier today. This is kind of how I do it. And then I'll just write 300 Blackout, 7 grains of unique on there, so that 3, 4, 5 days, 2 weeks, a month later, when I reach in to use these and then decide they did or didn't work for me the way I wanted them, I at least know where to start from as far as the last powder charge that I used. Because I've done that several times. I'm like, okay, I'll use X grains of this, thinking I would remember it, and then 3 days later when I go to test them, I'm like, shoot, what did I have in there? And then I would either have to find a bullet that I had made and didn't fire, and then use the bullet puller to extract the powder and measure it, which isn't necessarily the best way to do it. So just make sure that you keep track of what you're actually loading, so that you get a good idea of what did or didn't work for you the last time you went through this process. So that's pretty much it, guys. I mean, I'll load up a few more of these, but you know, I've done a lot of videos on the Dillon 650, but this just goes to show you guys I still use this Lee hand press quite a bit. And you know, for me to use the Dillon 650 to just test, you know, 20-30 rounds of this stuff would be pretty labor intensive, because I'd have to tear the whole press down and change a lot of parts just to set it up for 300 Blackout, and then mess with my powder charge, and or decide just to do it manually like I'm doing it here, and it's just more trouble than it's worth. So that's why I usually just go ahead and use this hand press for things like that, or if I try to make some self-defense loads for pistols, then I'll usually use this hand press too. But that's it, guys. If you have any questions, let me know. Thanks for watching.